So my new Goodwill Bluebox arrived, and I'm limited in where I can film this because of lots of different reasons. So I have set up an area. Hopefully it won't be shaky, and I'm only going to do top down so I don't have to marry any footage like last time. So you're just going to see the box of jewelry and my hands, which I brought all the things I will need so I won't have to scurry around looking for stuff. Here's my pink gloves, which are, you know, dish kind, so they go way up my arms. And this is the thing that magnifies stuff. The Oculux, the Optilec. This was actually in a lot that I won at auction, and I planned on selling it because I saw what they sold for and I thought it was pretty good. Here's the ring size and thing. And this is a flashlight, and it also has a magnet on this end, so I can test things to see if they're magnetic. And this is a handheld microscope, which I use when I'm looking at jewelry, like when I'm looking at it very intently. And I have a spare box over here, and another. I have containers to put things in, so I think that this time I'm actually ready to do this. So I've already cut it open, obviously, and let's get into this thing. Ooh, wow, what's that right on top? I know the lighting's going to be weird until I move my hand to that side. Okay. It says, "To the graduate," and it's got genuine Austrian crystal. "This special day was long in coming, but the wisdom and knowledge gained is worth the wait." And it's got that's the graduation cap and the little tassel and all that. And there's a little to and from. So you can give this as a gift to a person graduating. Wow, there's so many cool things in there. I just love these boxes. I think that I have to get them a lot. The only bad part about that is, you know, if I'm not selling any of it, that's not good. Because then I'm just buying jewelry and collecting it. And I really shouldn't be doing that. I'm trying to have a business where I sell things, but there's just something about all this jewelry. I just love it. Oh, you know what? I have a different kind of box. I forgot about that. So now that we've seen down in here and looked around a little bit, ooh. I'm going to put this over here, and I have it double boxed, so if anything leaks out the bottom, it won't get on my furniture. I forgot I have this, and we're just going to pull pieces out and look at them one by one. That's how we're going to do it this time. So I'm just going to reach in there and pull it out. And this is a paracord bracelet. Let's see if I can do this with my gloves on. I guess I can't zoom in with my gloves on. I'm still practicing. This is a new method for me. Oh, it's got a compass on it. Look at that. Wow. Oh. I think there's a bubble in it though, because it's not facing the right way. Should I leave it that zoomed in? Maybe. Let me check it out. I thought I saw a bubble in there. I thought a bubble in a compass makes it not work, but it's definitely not pointing the right way because west is kind of behind me. It's not right at all. Anyways, I think this is what they call a paracord bracelet, and if it is, then it will be useful. That's neat. Put that in the I think I'm going to keep it file. But, you know, not if it's valuable. Alright, so I'm just going to reach over there and grab out stuff and try not to have it tangled in other stuff, but some of these are coming out tangled. I can't help it. And it's a bunch of plastic beads. Oh, with hairs. Do you see all those hairs? I don't know how those hairs just... How do they have those hairs coming with it? Just gigantic hairs. Okay. So 2 different colors of pink beads. Oh. Alright, so I got rid of the one here. Got a trash can nearby in case I want to get rid of more gross things. And into the box of look at it later. Alright, here's the next thing. And this is a puka shell. And I think these are real puka shells by the way they sound, but they don't look like real. I don't know. I don't know if these are real puka shells or not. Let's get the magnet. Let's see if it sticks. Oh yeah, it sticks. So the clasp and this chain part's made out of metal. And these are cute little green butterflies, which are made out of plastic, and you can see the string running through them. So this is purely a novelty item. Now, I was going to say the thing I noticed about this box that was different than the other one was it's not so tangled, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just have to get into the bottom for that. So this has a strange center medallion piece. I think I need to come back out again. Yeah. So you can see the whole box. So it's got 4 strands. It's obviously handmade. And it's got, you know, the black, and then that's like a gray amber. And then this orangey with the silver, and then this red with the silver. It's pretty neat. It looks a little bit like one of the necklaces that was in this red stone. Looks, well, it's probably not a stone. Oh yeah, that's right. One of the girls says if you touch them and they feel cool to the touch, they're a real stone. And if they feel room temperature, then they're plastic, or I don't know. I'm not sure what glass would feel like. All right, so let's see if this is magnetic. Yeah, that part's magnetic. The end is. Let's check that part. Oh, well, whatever this centerpiece is made out of, it's not magnetic. That's pretty, oh, that's really neat. This is a bracelet with links, and they're held together with what look to be rubber bands. Wow, those are rubber bands, I think. Really? Yeah, they look like regular old rubber bands. But these all say something on them. Enjoy nature, dream, a lotus flower, feed the soul, gratitude, fitness, friendship, family time, love your life, create, think positive, nourish, enjoy nature. Okay, so we're back. And they have little stones as accents in some of them. That's pretty neat. Although having it on a rubber band looking thing, oh, well, it's tied here. Maybe it's some kind of a craft. I mean, a trade. Maybe it's something they normally use. I don't know. But you would think with these kinds of sayings on it that somebody might want to buy that. That's kind of neat. There's some weird things in here too. Okay, this is a pretty orange bead cuff bracelet. And it still has a price tag on it. This is $1. I really like the color on this, and it's obviously handmade. I don't think I'm going to sell this one because I think it's an unusual orange. I don't know if you can see the color quite right in this lighting. It's very orange. Let me pull it away a little bit. There, you see how it adjusted to become a deeper orange? Huh. Well, or maybe it's just my eyes. I don't know. I'm trying to have proper lighting and proper angles on this one. So here's a couple of little bracelets that are plastic made. This one's heavy. But I mean, it doesn't look like, this one's definitely plastic. It doesn't look like it's kind of regal looking though. I mean, it looks like it would go with like a toga outfit or something. And it looks like there might be a place here for the clasp. I don't know though if it's just a bangle. Huh. I don't know. Not my style. That's going in the I don't want it file. And here is a little handmade beaded bracelet or anklet, depending on what size, I guess. Oh, wow. There's a very heavy chain. Huh. I wonder if that's magnetic. Oh, you would have thought that'd be magnetic for sure. No. And it's kind of beat up looking. Oh, well, maybe that's a hammered look. Maybe this is handmade somehow. Because those all look hammered. I don't know. That's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. You just roll it down to get it on, I guess. That's how I did it. Since it's made of metal and it's not stretchy. I don't know. I'm torn on that one. I kind of like that because of the weight of it. But, oh, that was the other thing. Some of these pieces, I think they would do really well if they were silver plated or gold plated. So I want to learn about gold plating. Oh, look. It's a matching bracelet for the orange one, but it's white. It's obviously the exact same make. Huh. That's neat. Yeah, see, I'm able to just reach over there and grab things out. Oh, there are 2 of them. Oh, wow. There are 2 of these, and they're earrings. It's tangled on something else, though. There we go. Look at that. Oh, another earring came out. I think it's an earring. Oh, that's really hooked. Huh. How'd that get in there? Oh. No. Remember this one? That's really stuck together. I wonder if that's part of it. No, because it has its own little thing. Well, anyhow, at least there's a pair. Look at that. I wonder if there's another one of these. Probably not. But this box looks different than the last one. Like I said, it's more, it doesn't look as tangled. It's more neat looking. Let me just see if I can. I'm going to have to not worry about that right now. So these are stuck together. Oh, this bead is, or whatever it is. Let's see, man, look at that. See, it has more than one color on it. I wonder if it's a real stone. Doesn't feel cold. So those are probably plastic. And then this other piece, in case we find the other one, has a heart and some pink enameling. I guess it's enameling. Oh, look, it matches my glove. The pink does. That's pretty cool that there's 2 of them. Last time I only found 1 pair of earrings, I think. That's pretty. And I like the tingling sound it makes. Let's see if these are magnetic. Oh, that one's magnetic. And that heart is magnetic. And the hook is magnetic. That big part's not, though. Alright, on we go. Oh my goodness. There's another one of those leaf ones. So there's 2 of this. That is wonderful. I'm really intrigued by this next one as I pull it out here. It is just, that's kind of a stunner, in my opinion. Oh, but you know, I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video. I probably just don't get out much. It's not like I go anywhere shopping for jewelry. This is not broken at all. It's not, oh wait, it is broken. There's one missing right here. So you would want to replace that piece if you were going to use this. And make it look like this one, maybe. Yeah, it's a little bit broken, but I still really like that. That's nice. Oh, I'm sure it's magnetic, right? Oh yeah, totally magnetic. So yeah, I would like to gold plate or silver plate jewelry. And I don't know what I was talking about, but it's funny that I keep getting this jewelry because I love, oh look, it's got a piece on the end. I wonder if this is real. In my last video, I was talking about pearls And I remembered later, they do string real pearls on cloth, on other than metal. And I don't remember why, but I just remember knowing that. Wonder if that clasp is magnetic. I started talking about something a while ago, and I didn't finish it. And I don't know what it was now. Anyway. Let's get this giant cuff out. There's a giant cuff, and it's pretty rough shape, and it's ugly. And this is very dangerous, probably. There's a piece. Yeah, you can see it when I go sideways. It has a price tag in it for $3.99. Made in India. I wonder what it's made of. I'm certainly not going to be wearing that. I don't know if I'll sell it. I could probably fix that somehow. Maybe. I don't know. I might just use this for decoration somewhere. Like, you know, bend it and hammer it and put it on something. I don't think I would. Oh, what's that? Oh, look. Like that old-fashioned kind of Native American jewelry. It's beaded. That's kind of neat. That looks very handmade. It's got like a button on the end. So you put it on and you slide it through this. And that's how you fasten it. That's kind of neat. I think I like that. I see a leather cord. I wonder what's on the other end. Oh my. What is that? I don't know what that is. Because I thought it was like a skeleton. I wonder what that's made of. If it's just like a cheap plastic. It feels cold to the touch. Hey, that feels cold to the touch. And it's intricately carved. I mean, you could do that with one of them laser cutting things. And that's a nice leather cord that it's on. It's not a cheap leather cord. Although I don't know if there's cheap and expensive ones. That's not magnetic. Oh, I forgot I was all zoomed in. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know what that's made out of, but it's not magnetic. And I don't know what that's made out of, but that's pretty neat. It's very thick. Oh, maybe it's a corn plant. That's what it is. Look, this is a Native American thing. Again. And you know, I keep saying Native American because we were trained to say that. When we were kids, we called indigenous people Indians. And then we called them Native Americans. And as an adult, I have come to realize that the proper term is First Peoples. And we all come from there. That they just retained the knowledge and stayed with it. Mostly tribes like the Yukwi, I think that's how you say it in South America, places like that. But yeah, this is a corn plant, and that's the corn. Because maize, corn, you know, kind of represents life. It's very important. Not anymore because the corn's all made of poison, but back then. Okay, a stretchy with what looks like pearls, even though, you know, we don't. Oh, it's a pen. And it says Barbara. That's got somebody's name on it. And it is a, you know, like a brooch pen thing. Oh, that's really pretty. A little iridescent butterfly pen. I like to check and make sure they work, obviously. And this is really thin. This may even be, oh yeah, very magnetic. But it's really pretty. You know, people like their butterflies. More pearls. I was trying to say more pearls. Oh, that's weird. Look here. Okay, so now we see how it is. They run them through. They run a string through, and then that string is coming out the end of that metal piece right there. That's what that tuft of white is. These are probably real pearls then. but I don't know that for sure. But from what I recall, real pearls aren't worth much anymore anyways. When I was a kid, it was like, you know, a normal thing for a woman over 40 to have a string of pearls, and they're going to cost like $100. But it seems like you can buy pearls for $3 now. This is another beaded handmade thing, and I think it's probably an anklet because of how big it is, but it's stretchy. Yeah, I'm just going to move on. It's just beads. Oh, cute little plastic beads. And this is kind of a disco ball looking thing. But they're not disco balls. They're just plastic beads. Alright, and this is pretty. This is handmade. Maybe. It's really dirty. It's not magnetic. If it was going to say 925, it would be on this piece right here behind the clasp. Or, you know, if it was going to have a marking, that's generally where they're marked, is on the little... Oh, it's marked with something. Oh, it's got a marking. Let's see how much we can see with the camera. Because it does zoom in nicely. I can't tell what it says with the camera. Because I'm at a bad angle with the camera. I had to set it up where I could film. Oh. It says 800. So, as far as I remember, that's a grade of silver. So instead of 925 parts, there's 800 parts. But I'm interested in knowing what these stones are. Oh, they're cold. Am I in the... Oh, I zoomed in too much. These feel cold. So these are real stones of some sort. And that's real silver. Or I'm pretty sure it's silver. And this is handmade, like I said. It looks like it. And look at those neat. I mean, this is so interesting. I don't know that... I feel bad because I don't want to sell anything that I get, but I have to sell some of it. This is handmade. And the beads, I think they have holly leaves on them. I can't tell what that is. Oh no, that's not holly leaves. I don't know what that is. Maybe some kind of flower or something. Let's see if it's magnetic. Oh, my legs are gonna go numb. Yeah, it's magnetic. Only the clasp is though. So those are plastic. I've seen those spacer beads on lots of different things now. What's this? Something made of wood. Let's get it out of the way. Oh, what is that? I'm not sure what that is. I mean, it looks kind of indigenous, like handmade beads and stuff made out of wood. But this, I think, is clay. That's kind of neat. I don't know what it is. I say that's kind of neat a lot. Oh. These remind me of like cedar or something. Because you know you keep those cedar balls in your drawers to keep moths or what. What in the world? That's something from a Barbie horse or something. That's a horse collar. That's plastic. That's not jewelry. I'll have to throw away some. There's a random bead or glass piece. I can't tell if that feels cold or not. Oh yeah, that feels ice cold. Does that mean that it's... Maybe glass is also cold to the touch. Maybe it's only plastic that's not. I don't know. Because that can't be some kind of a stone. Just a random bead. Put that in the random bead file. Oh, that's a heart. And I think there's a cross. Huh. Let's bring that up close. Yeah, it looks a little bit like a cross up there on the corner. I don't know what this is made of. Oh, is that a scene on the back? Huh. I don't know what that is. I wonder what happens if we turn on the flashlight. Does that make it even better or worse? Well, it makes me be able to see it better. I don't know about y'all. Yeah, no, that's not a cross. That's a sun representation. I don't know how they made this, but this seems like something that you made and then shrank. Like a shrinky-dink kind of a thing. It feels hard. Feels a little cold. That's an interesting back, too. Not magnetic. That's kind of neat. I said it again. Man, I should... Ooh, this is really heavy. That's heavy. I'm sure it's just cheap. Spring-loaded. Wow. That's nice and tight. I can't even get my... because of the glove. So that's nice and tight. I wonder what it's made of. You know, when it doesn't stick to a magnet, that doesn't tell you what it is made of. It just tells you that it's not magnetic. I wish there was some way to know what this is made of. I mean, I'm sure it's not silver. If it was marked 925, I don't think they would have put it in this box. Plus, it's really heavy. If that's made out of silver, that's quite a chunk of silver. I doubt it. All right, plastic. Piece of crap pink thing. Oh, well, here is another bead like that one that we found earlier. So it's coming apart somewhere. Oh, what does that say? Claudia. It's an earring, and it says Claudia on the back. Huh. Well, that's a little strange. Maybe it was like students, and they signed. Now I kind of have the box where I can't see in it, so I'm just reaching in there and grabbing stuff. There's another hair. Let's try to throw the hairs away as we go, I guess. Make it a little easier when I get in there to clean these. That's just a yin yang on a handmade braided rope. It's kind of neat. Oh, look at that. So this time I got a lot of things. What is that? It's like a rubber band. Maybe it's for your hair. It's got that little thing in it. Stretchy giant beads. And a smaller strand of the pink beads, which I'm really into pink. As I got old, I started loving pink. What is that? There's something to throw away, I think. Huh. It's a necklace. It's a long necklace. It's just handmade, I'm sure. And it's really magnetic. I don't know if those are real stones or anything. Let's look at them for one more second or two, because what if those are real stones? I don't know how to tell. I really don't. Let's clank them together. Maybe that's a good sign. Those are plastic. I moved the camera. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing to the camera. Oh, there's an American flag pin. And it looks vintage. That's kind of old looking. I wonder if there's any marks. It would be on this thing, most likely. Oh, well, I don't see anything on it. And I certainly don't want to lose that back. So let's put that back on. We won't sell that. There's no reason to sell that. You wouldn't get any money out of it, and you may as well just keep it. This is an interesting color of green. Those are real rocks. I don't know that, you know, little green rocks like that hold any value, but those are certainly real rocks, I think. They feel cold to the touch. Huh. I wonder what kind of rocks are that color green. It's just strung on regular. Oh! Oh, this is so cute. Look at that. It's dice. I have always loved Yahtzee. I love dice games. I didn't even know about the game Farkle. And that's funny because these are the red dice that look just like the ones I got from one of our local casinos. They sell the dice after they take them off the craps table. And I bought them to use for, you know, with Yahtzee. They're big, but they're red. Anyways, I think I like that. I don't think I'll get rid of the dice bracelet. It's a little handmade thing. All right, here's a couple of things came out together. It's just simple, tiny little black beads, tiny little red beads, a bracelet, and a necklace. Oh, this is wrapped in, oh, they're little balls of some sort. I don't know what they represent, basketballs maybe, but they're charms. You could sell that, I guess. Huh. Is this tangled or is this together? Oh, this looks like more of the broken thing that we keep finding pieces of. So I'll put that in that file. And this is a leather cord with a, oh no, there it is. Not magnetic. And this is kind of interesting. It's got some dark sparkly stones. It's articulated. Oh, it's like a person. It's like a person, I think. No, if it's like a person, it's showing. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of neat. I don't know how that's made. It's not magnetic, and this is a brand new cord. I mean, if it's not brand new, it's very little worn. This is made of a bunch of little beads. That looks like something a kid made. Oh, well, this was coming out at the same time. It's another paracord bracelet. This is another small. Oh, I have to come off with my coat right now. That's a very small bracelet. Again, and it has a clasp of some sort on it because it didn't just pull apart. I don't know what's on it or how it's. I'm going to touch some of it because I can't help it. I'm too hot right this second to put my gloves back on. This is very heavy. Not magnetic. And it has a clasp. Huh. I wonder if it says anything on the clasp. Oh, it's got some stones on the outside. I don't know if some are missing or some are black. I think some are missing. Yeah, I think that's what happens when some stones go missing. It's just not as pretty. It does look like it's either gold painted or gold plated, one of the two. I mean, sometimes you can just tell that there's like, maybe that's what it looks like when it's painted. But yeah, I don't know if that's worth anything to anybody. It is very small. That's the one good thing about it. It's very small. I can't get it on my wrist like that at all. And I do like the more fitted bracelets for myself. I don't like trying these on without washing them. In fact, I'm going to stop doing that. I don't want to try those on without washing it. I got to go get a water. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to bring over what comes, and oh, it's a tangled mess. This is a braided leather cord, perhaps. That's what it's meant to look like. Oh, there's a bunch of things stuck on it. Whether that's what it is or not, I'm not sure yet. It has something down here at the bottom made out of metal, which looks pounded. You can see the pounding marks on it. So this might be something somebody put together. I don't know what it's made out of course. Brass, maybe? I should do more education on that, you know, I don't know. I'm not here to teach people, really. I'm just here for your entertainment. So you can look at this jewelry and see what came in the box. This has the feel of leather going through these gloves. I don't know if it's imitation or not. Somebody might buy that, though. I mean, oh, there's more here. This is a one that's coming apart, and these have the beads that look like turquoise. Don't know if they're real. Oh, it's not coming apart. It's just a handmade thing, and you tie it on when you're ready to put it on. It's not stretchy. Yeah, that's not going to sell for anything, but put that in a craft lot or something. Like, you know, with a bunch of different beads and charms. That's a very basic. It looks like somebody glued that on, but they're on wire. There's a thin wire. Huh. Let's check and see if there's anything written in it. I think those are just scratches. It's hard to tell. Doubt it. Feels plastic and cheap. Another plastic one. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these plastic ones. That's funny. I was about to say, well, I could take them down to donate them. You know, I guess that's what happens with a lot of this stuff. But if you put enough things together, you can get somebody who has like a Girl Scout troop, or, you know, just a bunch of places. That's unique looking with the colors. I mean, the colors are unique. I'm not sure what vibe that is. I mean, it's like a 70s, but I think it's from the 90s. Because the 90s tried to redo the 70s there for a little bit. Oh, what's this? This is another handmade necklace. I think that somebody put some initials on the back of that. Or maybe it said something. I don't know. It's kind of trash, though. That's not really going to be worth anything to anybody, I don't think. This is a fish bone. I just realized that. This is a fish. Not magnetic. Could it be silver? I mean, it could be, but I doubt it. Did I test the claspy thing? No. I don't know what that is. Let's put the smaller pieces in this other bucket. Oh, look, a little angel. That looks kind of handmade with a safety pin. Oh, it's just a little angel. And the last earring that came out in that grab has some strange things on it. Oh, I see. It's like New Mexico stuff. There's peppers. This looks like some Aztec stuff. Oh, what in the world? This is something special because it's in a little case. Something decade, 1HM decade pen. But this is Jesus. I can see him through there. Oh. Wow, there are little crosses on it. I bet this is like something from a Catholic place. Huh. Yeah, because it's got a cross that dangles down. It's not magnetic. It sounded a little plasticky. But you would think, well, I guess not. Sometimes you package things to make them look expensive. Now we're getting to some tangles. Oh my goodness. This is phenomenal in its scope. Oh, I should put this somewhere. I haven't looked at that yet. Okay. This is handmade beads. And there is a lot of them. This had to have taken a long time. There's a very long white hair. Somebody old made this. No, I'm just kidding. Somebody old was near it. This is pretty, you know, I don't know if this would be appreciated, but as far as how intricate it is, I mean, look at that. How they got the things to look like little flowers right in there. That's very intricate. I have great appreciation for this. I don't think people pay a lot of money for these, but I could be wrong. But look at the way the clasp is. It's just a cluster of beads, and you stick it through here. That is really interesting to me. I'm gonna put this in the special area, because that's special. Not finding as much stuff that's gold. This is a bunch of stuff falling apart. I watched other videos of people unboxing these, and this one woman, you know, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's very crude. This thing looks interesting because it's iridescent. Whatever stone that is. These others are just wood or clay. She got one of the curated ones. And I gotta tell you, that makes me... I think I'm more likely to get a curated one, maybe. I mean, I want to. They're just more expensive. It's more of a risk. But the chances are you're going to get something that's actually got jewels or gold or silver. I'm just going to pull this out here. Now, this is a very dirty cord, but I really like the color arrangement on that. Let's see, it's like yellow, blue, blue, orange, blue, blue, yellow, red, blue, blue, yellow, orange, blue, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, yellow, orange. I mean, this is unique. I like that color scheme. Is it stretchy? Well, it used to be stretchy, and it's going to break if I do that. Let's put that in the really tiny special file. Now, this is kind of weird looking. Well, more than kind of weird looking. What the hell is this? What in the hell is this? This must be... I don't know why somebody made it. I mean, obviously it's handmade. Okay, just a minute. All right. So, this is very weathered, like it was worn a lot. And I don't know if those are wooden. And then you get a shark's tooth down here, or an imitation shark's tooth, or a really ugly human tooth. Not really sure. It's wire wrap. I think it's probably a replica. Don't think it's real. I don't even think that's metal. I hope there are rings in the bottom of this. I'm starting to be like, but that's because I can't see in the top of it. I've got it hidden from myself. Just grabbing what I grab so that I can have full excitement of seeing this stuff. Because it really is, that's what it is. You get one of these and you got a mystery. This is so basic and weird, you know, just, oh, it's going to come apart. Put that in the, it's going to break file. I don't even know why somebody would, well, I guess people could use those beads again. I guess that's why you'd give them away. So you wouldn't be filling up the landfill. I mean, none of us want to fill up the landfills. Well, maybe some people do. I don't know those people, though. This is really making me struggle to detangle it from this necklace. So this is just a cheap necklace with paint on it. Pretty sure. It doesn't matter. I guess I don't have to detangle it. Some of this is just not worth crap. Okay, so it's the thing in the middle that's magnetic, not the actual. So the fittings are magnetic on that. Oh, these have colors in them. I wonder if the camera's picking that up. There's a lot of colors in them. Oh, and I also have this thing that clips on to my phone with lenses. And there's a macro lens in there. And that has really done well for taking close-up pictures of rings. That's what I've used it for so far. because I already had jewelry that I purchased for resale. This is just glass and painted on the back, I think. And it's an earring. Because I participate in auctions online. You know, I'm a hermit. I don't leave my house. So if I have it, it probably came to me via UPS. And I have a lot of stuff that I already had before I started buying these things. So this is missing its center piece. It's got this barrel clasp back here. And, you know, I wonder if this is some kind of bone carved or wood or if it's just plastic, like etched plastic or molded plastic. I don't really know how I'd know on that one. Oh. This is charms or something. I saw an angel somewhere. Okay. I can't tell if this is stuck together or if it's like made that way. Maybe this is just a part of something. There's a big key, a little key, a cherub, or a, well, it's got wings. And then this thing, which looks like a set of keys. I don't know. It's just a part of something, I guess. And some more basic beaded. You know, I didn't really have any of these in the last one. This box is very different so far. I mean, very different. Oh, did we ever look at this? Yeah, what is this? These are really big. I don't know if you can tell how big these are. Let's put the ring sizer beside it here. I mean, if you know how big a ring sizer is, you can see how long that middle piece is there. I think it has centimeters on the back. So it's like 20 centimeters? Or, oh, wait, it's more like 21. Anyhow, they're really big and clunky. And maybe this is like a statement piece for somebody, or maybe it was a prop for a play. I don't know, but it looks like it would be kind of painful. I don't like this box as much so far. To be honest with you, the last one was better to me. But maybe the rings are in the bottom. These are really heavy. Very magnetic. Well, you know, it's kind of cold in this room, so I don't know if that's going to be very helpful right now. It's pretty ugly if you ask me, though. It's just a stupid ring. I mean, earring. This does make me want to buy the curated box. Although I did get 2 pairs of earrings in here. At least there were pairs. And there might be more pairs. Let's try to be optimistic. Oh, look. Creative Beginnings. Morro Bay, California. Price 60 cents. It's a little tennis racket. All right, well, this is magnetic. This is a big gaudy piece. And it's trapped on this. Oh, there's another little delicate beaded thing. Oh. This has little blue stones on it. Let's see if it's magnetic. No. I like the way the clasp is on this. This is like a choker. I wonder if it's missing any stones or in need of repair. I gotta tell you, this is special to me. This piece is pretty special. At first, I didn't think I was gonna like it when I first saw it, but it was upside down. I didn't know it had blue stones on it. Blue's my favorite color, especially that color of blue. The way the blue sky looked on a particular day when I was out in the forest near where I went to college in the mountains of western North Carolina. The way the blue sky looked as you looked at it through those trees that have the white bark and the yellow leaves in the fall. That color blue is my favorite color. It's a deep, deep azure blue, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I like other colors of blue too, though. But this is pretty special to me. I'm not such a fan of the asymmetrical part of it. But that's going to go in the... There's a bracelet to match it! Oh my God. Okay, so let's immediately say what this box has over the other box is that there were 2 of the earrings, and it has pieces that match. That's incredible. That is incredible. So that must have been on purpose. So there's another earring like the one that I threw down in there earlier. And here is a loose piece of a necklace or something. Here's some more of those ball things. What are these? They're sticks of some sort. Oh, it says G head pin, 14 pieces. Well, they cost $1.99. I can probably sell those on eBay at least. Since I don't really know what they are. I'm gonna see a cross and it's blue. Oh, you know, I don't know what rosary looks like, but I know it's made of beads. I don't think that's it, but it might be. Is that what a rosary looks like? I kind of like that because that's a pretty color of blue. And as I said, blue is my favorite color. Oh, it's an actual crucifix though. I don't care so much for the actual crucifix. I like the cross part as a personal thing. You know, we all have our cross to bear, and that's a very meaningful statement. I don't want to get too deep, but, you know, love is my cross to bear, in my opinion. So, I do like the cross as a statement. This is just a cheap piece of plastic, though, I think. It does say Italy at the bottom, though. Maybe this is a tourist piece. Definitely bears more looking into, but it's just the color of the beads. I might like that as kind of a decorative touch. Not to deconstruct it, to leave it just like it is and hang it. Oh, there's more crosses. Oh, I keep forgetting. There's something over here in the corner. Let's look at this. I have no idea what this is or what its purpose might be, but it looks like macrame. That's what it reminds me of. Something to do with macrame. Like back in the 60s. This is another crucifix. But this time, on a simple cord. I wonder what that's made out of, that black. Maybe that's hematite. I forget, would it be magnetic if it was hematite? What's that? That's got to be a cuff link. Oh, I mean a tie clip. Whatever. Is that a C or a G? Or is it upside down altogether? And it's a D. Oh, it's a D. It's a cursive D. Whoops. I dropped that one somewhere that was not the box. I think that one's going to be lost for a little while. Cloak and Swagger shawl pin. That's not. Number 4, 350. This is something to do with some craft, but I don't remember which one. And somebody was just keeping it like this, I bet. Maybe? No? Made in our kitchen. Stony Hill Fiber Arts. Work is love made visible. Thank you. Thank you. That's funny. Well, if this is a thing that people need, I don't know about it. I forget what it's for. Okay, this is some more beads. I think it's missing something to make it link up over here. A random bead on a string. The piece I put in the corner and forgot about, as I do every now and then. Some kind of a double stranded thing, maybe. Yeah, that's what it is. This is the finale. Alright, so there's the back and there's the bottom. Just another handmade. Now this is really interesting. These kind of look like cork, but I think they're clay beads. This is really nothing interesting to me. I mean, nothing I would wear, I guess is what I should say. It's very interesting. I like that particular piece of wood. I do like that with the tiger stripes. I don't even know if anybody would buy that thing. I'm really miffed there are no rings. I'm looking in the box now. I really don't see any rings in here. That's very unpleasant for me. I really want rings more than anything usually. That one has an earring back in it and more of those balls. Whatever those balls are for. This looks a little bit like the jadeite or whatever, but I'm sure it's plastic. Well, I shouldn't be sure it's plastic. How do I know? Until I test it. I couldn't possibly know. I could guess. Uh-oh. Where to put my magnet? And there's my magnet. Well, it sticks to a magnet, but it has writing on here, I think. I thought I saw writing. No, I didn't see any writing. Oh, because it might be a Chinese character or whatever language that is, character. There, I made the light shine just right. I don't know what this is. You can sort of see through it a little bit. It's not quite completely dark. I don't know if it's a real stone. I'm going to do that thing where I touch it. It feels cold to the touch. That feels colder than anything else I've touched lately. I have been wearing gloves. I don't know what that would be, though. Let me clank them together. If I can. It doesn't sound like plastic. I'll say that much for it. It doesn't sound like plastic. Oh, I don't know what this is. Again, something for a Barbie horse. Or something. This is a hoop. It's a hoop. It's got a back that you maneuver instead of just sliding it through. It's got a spring, it's spring loaded, so it goes on. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's marked or anything. Back. And that's a really ugly starfish looking leaf thing. Don't think it's got any markings. Oh, wow. That reminds me of those things that turn in the wind. Here's a Santa Claus. Oh, it's a pin, but it's broken. But this will easily fit into anybody's Christmas decor. Meaning I'm going to put it in with my Christmas decor. I thought these were Crayola crayons. Oh, it's got a price tag on it. Blue Moon beads. Well, it doesn't complete itself, so these really are just beads. They don't look like something you'd pay for. I think this price tag is on here just in error. That doesn't look like something people would pay for. Oh, well, this has a different kind of a... Wow, I'm not sure what to make of that. These are just cheap plastic beads, but what is that part for? I wonder what that goes through. There's a hoop at this end. Oh, it's a bracelet. I get it now. It's one of those bracelets where you take it this way and then you stick it through there. And it's really small. That's neat. I don't know what the metal is yet. Oh, it says something on it. It says Lucky Brand. Huh. Well, it sticks to a magnet, so it can't be very good. Let's look that up. Okay, well, apparently it's a brand that people sell. I'm bringing out a handful now. Oh, there's a hair. Okay. This was on a necklace or something. It's the end for something. Hey, I found a ring finally. I see a ring. Yay. Let's see, is this part of this? Oh, this is just tangled, that's all. Let me untangle this part. This is a long bar. And it's the pendant for this necklace, which is on a silver colored chain. But this was the one that was magnetic, I think. Oh, wrong end. Yeah, it's slightly magnetic. The big bar is not magnetic, but the rest of it is. I wonder if that bar used to have a stone in it or something. Or some glass. Huh. I don't know. I'm probably taking too much time looking at pieces. I just really love it. I really love it. Even though it's slightly magnetic, that's kind of interesting. This might be something people might buy. I guess, though, you know, if you could touch it. I don't know if... Oh, this is like a ball and chain. It's really heavy. And it's got different colors on it. I don't know if that's staining or if that's some kind of a stone. I think I'm going to have to look at that under magnification real quick. Let's see if you can see it through the phone. Yeah, it's too hard for me to see it. Yeah, I don't know. That might be a certain kind of stone, like black obsidian or something, but it's always black. But that's a cheap plastic chain that it's on, but boy, is it heavy. I don't know. That is kind of weird. How did they get it to get a chain on it? I don't know how they got that to stick on there. That's kind of weird. That's got to be a real stone. Oh yeah, that's a real stone. Whatever it is, I don't know. But it must not be anything too expensive because they put it on a plastic chain. All right, cheap, crappy plasticky thing. A little bit iridescent, but nothing, no big deal. I think it's a piece of shell, though, maybe. I don't know. It's very thin and delicate. What's that? Oh, tennis. And it says something on the back. Let's see. Y'all can probably tell what it says, but I'll have to do this over here. It says MAFCO, MAFCO. And it's just a little charm of 2 tennis rackets with a tennis ball. There's a cheap little beaded handmade kind of a thing that looks like it was on something before. Oh, there's some kind of a maker's symbol on this, maybe. No, it's just paisley design on that little stone on the end. Oh, right, a ring. Let's look at the ring. It's just kind of a fake cocktail ring. I mean, it's really fake. Huh. I don't know. That's really fake. There's a bunch of tennis things down in there. I guess somebody really loved tennis. That sure is pretty. That's kind of neat. I gotta get the hairs though. Okay. It's neat, but these are not sellable things. I don't think that is something either. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a C. Maybe. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Maybe it's a violin. Something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell that's for. Is that like a ring with a... Oh, maybe it's for the end of a necklace. Maybe it like clips onto the end of a necklace. Maybe it's a pendant. There's a random paper bead. Here is a random part of an earring. A bracelet with an infinity symbol. It's missing a stone. Some kind of a clay bead. A tennis racket. A little heart pin. Wooden. This kind of reminds me of a mushroom. You know, well, the kind you see pictures of. A red thing. A heart. Hey, we already saw one like that. This is an earring. There might be another set of earrings in here. What do you know? And that's an earring. No, that's pretty. I forget what you call that. I got a bunch of things like mother of pearl. And there's a tennis racket and a tennis racket and a jagged thing. Oh, that's solid. Oh, let's take all these so we won't look at things twice. But there might be a pair of those earrings. That's good to know. Certainly a lot of tennis related items. And I think there's more. I think I got to get the Keurig next time. This is not all these little beaded things like this. Do you know how many of these beads I already have? I mean, they're not strung together on necklaces, but I bought a whole lot of beaded supplies when my children were young, and then they don't ever really do it. But I got them the supply so they could. Huh. That's a clip-on. That's strange looking. That's a button. This is a charm with a tennis racket and some ball, or a ball. Part of something that's broken. This says Variety Club. Arm and Wand Disney. Well, now this might be something because there's a bunch of people that collect Disney stuff. This is an articulated bracelet, which has some gold and silver coloring. It's very well worn. There's cotton on this piece, or it had a price tag that's still stuck there or something. Ugh. I wonder how it clasps up. Oh, I see. It's on this end. I don't think this is made of any precious metal, but I could be wrong. There's writing on it. Let's check it out. Maybe you can already see the writing. It says D+ magnet. Stainless steel. Well, it's stainless steel, and I guess it's a magnet. It's not a very strong magnet. Well, this one seems to be sticking out more than the others. Maybe that's like to hit you at your pulse point or something. I think some people believe in wearing magnets to improve your health or something. Pretty sure I've heard of that. This little iridescent kind of an earring. Oh, that's a real shell, maybe. I don't know. It's not an earring, though. Here's an earring. And that's pretty with those little crystals on it. And some more tennis stuff. And then this heart with something inside it. Oh, and on the other side are a bunch of fake crystals that are, a lot of them are broken. So this is perfect if you like to make jewelry. I think that's really what it's used for. If you like to make jewelry, because then you could just take the, you know, take the parts off of this to use for your new creations. And that's why it's called a jewelry repurpose box. Well, there's a watch. That's a little unexpected. I'm gonna have to stop reaching in there because now I'm just throwing them down here and then I gotta pick them back up. This is a pen, and it says Emerald Society, FOPD, New York. Wow, so this is a pen from the New York Police Department, apparently. That might be worth something. I have several pens, and a lot of them are military, police. I have some police, I have some police belt buckles. But I haven't wanted to sell them because it made me wonder, you know, like, is somebody going to go around and impersonate the police with this? Now, this is so fine and delicate, I would think that's real silver. But I don't know until I look at it up closer. I'm going to have to stop just reaching in the box, though, because that's ruining things. This is like the smallest watch. Let's see what kind it is. I can't tell what it says. It looks like it starts with a C, but I forget what brand that is. Citizen. Huh. I wonder if it's gold plated or anything. Citizen Watch Company, base metal, POPG. And it's got a bunch of numbers. Movement, Japan. Well, Japanese movement ones are sometimes better than... Yeah, there's really nothing else left in here. That's pretty well it. This is a little ring. It's adjustable, though, so it's plastic. Oh, there's an onyx. I wonder if that's silver.